And it's we're going to attach that to something that I think is important to remember, and makes a lot of sense spiritually, but it's how in the middle of all the tumult of life, all the challenges of life, all the things that are fading away, or all the things that are growing, all the challenges, right? How do we just continue to again and again to find that quiet dignity? And what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at it through the light of this story, right? It's a story we've been looking at, the story of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's not literally the destruction of a city. That's the destruction of those real self-destructive parts in us. And that's the key word, that there's certain parts of our lives that are self-destructive, that inevitably won't work. And kind of the sooner we come to terms with that, the better. And this is just part of a series that we've been doing, and we're up to the passage 2447 in the book Secrets of Heaven. And this is what it has to say is about that city of Sodom and Gomorrah getting destroyed, and how that's really about the self-destructive parts of us. When we disconnect from what is good, though, we throw ourselves on the ordained laws that belong to truth, isolated from goodness. By their very nature, these laws are damning. So in other words, if it's all about truth, if it's just about the truth and the law, we're all in deep trouble because we all mess up. Because all truth condemns us and sends us to hell. From good, however, which is mercy, the Lord saves us and lifts us up into heaven. This shows that we are the ones who damn ourselves. And there's a lot of great wisdom in that, folks. This idea that hell in and of itself is self-destructive, and we can watch ourselves going through those challenges. We can watch other people going through those challenges, and it's just like this self-destructive flow that's just how it works. And a lot of it, as we observe it, is just to get so clear again about that quiet, peaceful dignity. I was listening to a podcast last night, and they were talking about when you watch all this stuff go on, and it's not a retreat. It's how do we calm ourselves enough to just go at it with this quiet, peaceful dignity, continue to go at our lives that way when there's a lot of stuff around us that's way up in arms. I think part of it, friends, is this idea that, nobody's perfect. And there's just a way in which when we kind of take a step back and we can just get so clear that people make mistakes all the time. People make bad decisions all the time. People get tied up in all kinds of ways all the time. We do, they do, everybody does. That is part of life. And then we can go to that peaceful, calm dignity, that peaceful place, and take a look at it, and really, accountability is a huge one. Making other people accountable, saying you have to be accountable for this. That is just the way life goes. But we can have that accountability, that accountability can be painful at times, but we can also sort of find, it's hard to put into words here, the steadfastness of our souls in moments like that, where we're just super critically clear. I'm just going to be clear about this. And that really gives us a lot of dignity in these events, because we're maybe as unhooked as we can be. I mean, it's impossible to be totally unhooked from things that other people do. That's for sure. But maybe we can just do it the best that we can, again, in our own human, imperfect ways. Because I think part of this passage is that we never will fully measure up, but that we're always trying for progress, not perfection. And we get that other people make mistakes, we make mistakes, and can we hold those as mistakes? Can we really be so crystal clear about accountability? Accountability actually is the way to be charitable. It's actually the way to be loving, because it's going to help the person in the long run. And when we can do that, again, there's just this softness. I mean, I think about the people I've known in my life, some really wonderful bosses that I've worked for, some really wonderful people that I've worked with. And they've all been able to say, the best of them have been able to say really hard things that needed to be said, be that things that I was messing up on. I'm thinking from a work standpoint here, but they've been able to say it, but they've just sort of held it as like, here's the event and here's you, and I'm going to talk to this that needs some attention. And it just creates this much more oh boy, what's the right word? A much more healthy way to go about it. So, friends, that's what I wish for all of us today. It's just this quiet, peaceful dignity that we get to watch life, and life with those self-destructive parts of our lives. They just are, and some of them are so goofy, right? Self-destructive things that we do. Especially if you're raising teenagers, you know what that's all about. You see self-destructive parts, and we can just smile at that. And at the same time, just remember to come from peace and not from alarm, and come from that calm dignity within us that's really going to allow other people to change, and really is going to allow us to be able to speak the truth very, very clearly, because in terms of accountability, because we're just not going to be hooked in the same way. And accountability, such a beautiful thing. So that's the thought for today, friends. I hope that makes sense. And what we're going to do now we're going to come in for a soft landing here. And with the soft landing, what we do here at New Church Live is I ring a little prayer bell, gives you a chance to breathe. Then after breathing, what we do is we do a little prayer, then we do a little blessing. And then we'll say hi to folks on social media, say hi to folks on Facebook. So with that, friends, let's get a little breath. Ooh, I got to do better than that. Sorry. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little cheery hello to those who may have joined us here on Facebook. And I hope all of you have a wonderful week ahead of you. And let's take a look here. Sherry, good morning to you. Marcus, as always, thank you for all your help. Great to see you joining us this morning. Now flipping on over. All right. Linda, good morning to you, my friend. And Rita, good morning to you. So, friends, wishing you all the very best.